For my Unit 2 project, I will be speaking about the significance of women in agriculture and in the workforce in general. We'll be looking at, through this presentation, we'll be looking at the contribution of women in agriculture as well as their involvement and some key inventions and research that could not have been made possible without them. So first we'll look at the involvement of women in agriculture throughout our history. So what role did women play in agriculture throughout our history? And so women would provide labor on farming operations, but this would be many small-scale or family farms. So we know in the 19th and 20th century that women were very confined to the household. So we know that their roles are going to be very confined to simple chores during this time period, such as milking and feeding of the animals and even cleaning out their stalls and pens. But today, what role do women play in today's society? So we know that women today occupy a much larger role in our workforce and in agriculture in general. We know that women work in all sectors of agriculture and all departments: plant science, soil conservation and soil sciences, even veterinary medicine and animal science. And so examples of responsibilities women obtain today within agriculture include assisting with farm or food security audits, so working for the USDA and the FDA, as well as coordinating worker activities such as planting and harvesting. This would be farm managers, which is a career field on the rise for women. Women are even pursuing fields in veterinary medicine. So they're performing life-saving surgical procedures on our livestock and our small animals. So we'll look at women's involvement in veterinary medicine. So the current vet student ratio is 7-to-1 in these vet schools. So it's being dominated by women. So this means that many women are applying and being accepted over male students within these vet schools. The current ratio for working veterinarians is 55% female to 45% male, and even up to 90% of our veterinary technicians in the United States are women. Farm managers is another statistic that's on the rise for women. So statistics show that approximately 5% of women would have worked on a farm during the late 1970s. We know that today women make up about 43% of our workers on these large-scale farms, so our commercial and industrialized farms. And so now we'll look at the inventions made possible by women in agriculture. And the first one that comes to my mind is the first suction milking machine that's developed by Anna Baldwin during the late 19th century. To be exact, not in 1878. So this is going to be implemented on many small dairies, on many family operations, but would not be implemented on many commercial operations. Advancements made in working facilities, another contribution of a successful female agriculturalist such as Dr. Temple Grandin. She's most famous for her working designs implemented on farms and slaughterhouses such as her curved cattle chute. Dr. Grandin is also a consultant for the National Livestock Association, as well as a renowned animal science professor at the University of Colorado State. And so this is a picture of the first milking machine invented in 1878 by Anna Baldwin. This is also another picture of a principal design for one of Dr. Temple Grandin's corralling systems, the curved cattle chute. So now we'll look at research that was made by a female scientist. So we look at one female scientist, which is Elis Golan, who was the president over her team in the USDA. Her biggest focus includes food marketing and food labeling within her industry. Desney O'Brien's another scientist that comes to mind, with her research being within the USDA as well. O'Brien is also successfully farming a large operation within her home state of Iowa, as well as she is the founder of Women Food and Agriculture Network. And so why or how is all this relevant or important in today's society? So without equality, women would not have the opportunities that they have today. They would not have been successful in the workforce or in professional settings like they are. So many of these studies and inventions would not be made possible without them. So equality, this proves that equality is a crucial aspect of life that's going to continue to increase as time goes on within our country as well as around the world. And that is my presentation for Unit 2.